I never thought I would say it, but I am going to raise an investment fund to invest in you, subscriber, out there on my YouTube channel. Startup Founders, get ready. Here's an update on what I've decided to do with my YouTube Angel Investor Experiment. Welcome to Founder Friday. This is this series where I sit and talk and share my experiences through the week as a startup advisor, 7-time funded founder with 2 exits. I'm not going to go through all the introduction. This is for my community, for those of you out there who are interested in getting to know me a little more as I'm more vulnerable, transparent. I give you the unfiltered, the raw lowdown on what life is like. In the past few weeks, I've been having conversations with angel investors and other fund managers, and I've been sharing my thesis on how I think YouTube is a secret in surfacing deal flow. You have to understand one of the hardest things that investors get working on, or the hardest thing that they have to achieve, is getting deal flow, quality deal flow and quantity deal flow. So the question becomes, can I compete with places like Y Combinator? They have arguably one of the best YouTube presences that is attracting quality and quantity at the same time, because that makes them hyper efficient to run through all these batches. Another inspiring YouTuber slash content creator or organization putting out content would be Jason Calacanis and This Week in Startups, as well as his All In podcast. And he's doing a great job siphoning off deal flow from people who don't get into Y Combinator. And I know a lot of founders who've gone through his program, who've received that initial funding. And I think it's great. He does, I think, 100 startups per year. And he's got a great content machine, not only for really early stage, but for later stages as well. And if you know Jason Calacanis, well, he bet on Uber right in the beginning, as well as some of these other high profile startups. So he's doing pretty good for himself. But his content machine, just like Y Combinator, is stuff that we all need to learn from in the rest of the YouTube or the content or the social media ecosystem when it comes to VC angels investing in startups. Because if you look around, most startup investors or incubators or funds, VCs, they are not good at creating content. And if you know anybody who's on top of their game, attracting deal flow, putting out great content, and writing checks and creating a community for founders to be able to get investment outside of Y Combinator and what Jason Calacanis is doing, let me know. I want to study from the best. So should I compete with Y Combinator and This Week in Startups or Jason Calacanis? Well, that remains the question. And the signs are pointing to maybe I can make a run for it. Maybe I can give them a run for the money and create a wider ecosystem, help you founders out there, because I know there are a lot of founders out there like you, subscribers on my channel, who feel left out. You don't fall into the 1% of these startups that are going to go to Y Combinator or attract high levels of VC funding. Maybe you're building a company that has got a really great creator presence, or you're using social media, the creator economy. Maybe you're building kind of a boring business, or you're going to be making $10 to $20 million. Well, that to me is interesting, because here's what I'm thinking about. Instead of unicorns with a U, I believe possibly we can build out there together, using this YouTube channel, our community, unicorns, YO unicorns. And these are companies that do 10, 20, maybe $50 million. Can we get 100 unicorns, YO unicorns, making at least $1 million each to make $100 million together? And that would be an actual unicorn, just not in the traditional way. And can we do it by avoiding these big VC deals or having the pressure of VC? Or maybe we can settle at the $10, $20 million and see where we are. And if we want to pour gasoline on the fire and we want VCs or investors on our cap table, maybe we go out and collectively go out, and I can raise that awareness with you, because I have VCs approaching me all the time saying, hey, can I get access to your deal flow? Let me know if you've got a good solid lead, because investors need to surface deals that nobody else has seen and at early stage enough where they don't get bogged down by competition, on top of which investors need to work with the founders and convince them, you want me as a partner. You want to make me the first call. I bring value other than my capital, because there's so many investors that just say, you know what, I have the power, I have the money, I'm just gonna write you a check and you're gonna go make me rich. Well, that doesn't work anymore, because now founders, the good ones, can be picky about who they work with. And I believe if you, the founder out there, you spend enough time with me on this YouTube channel, well, guess what? You're going to want to work with me. I'm a voice you can trust, and we can find you the right investors, achieve what I'm calling founder investor fit. And I think we can work together on that. And I've been slowly selling this to other investors and talking about it. and they're kind of getting excited, and I'm kind of getting excited too. So I've been having conversations with my other partners like startups.com to use the startups.com ecosystem, the infrastructure, because that's where I do my advisory. You should check it out if you're not there already. If you are part of startups.com, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you being part of the community. It makes us vibrant and it helps all the other founders. But if I use my ecosystem properly, well, can I compete with Y Combinator, and can I compete with Jason Calacanis or any other startup funds or people creating content out there to attract deal flow? And we become the source to go to, and I can surface a lot of you founders out there with a particular investment thesis in terms of the YouTube ecosystem and other social media. These investors are asking me to present a proposal, and I have to work on the proposal, and I've been putting it off, but I'm trying to motivate myself because I really don't like doing this. I don't like the capital deployment, the management, all that stuff, like just allocation of assets. I don't like that side of the business. I love being on the front lines, meeting founders, making content like this, and helping founders as much as possible without the pressure of having to write a check. But I understand that it all needs to come together, and you founders could use the help in accessing funding. And so my checks are going to start small first because I have to prove out my investment thesis, and I'm going to see if I can surface up that deal flow. And I had a conversation with a potential partner to bring in to help me manage. Remember, lean into your strengths and outsource your weaknesses. And that's what I plan to do. So all the financial stuff, all the regulatory compliance stuff on the back end, I want to outsource to a manager, like a managing partner. And I will just focus on being the tip of the spear or the top of the funnel, whatever metaphor that you want to use. So let me know what you think out there, because what's going to happen is we're going to have to work together and build this channel up so I can invest all my ad revenue myself into these startups. That's what I want to show these investors, that I'm willing to put skin in the game. I'm not one of these managing partners that's going to say, oh yeah, just give me your money and I'll take 2% management fee. I plan to eliminate the management fees because I believe that tilts the incentives in the wrong direction. I'm not poo-pooing the VC ecosystem. If VCs want to go out there and do that model, fine. It's an important part for those hyper growth startups, the next Ubers, the Airbnbs, Facebooks, whatever you want to call Snapchats, all those investments out there. Then yeah, focus on VC. And if you're that type of founder who can attract VC, well, you don't want to work with me anyway because I'm going to kind of be offbeat with it. But if you're thinking about building a YO unicorn versus trying to build a unicorn with all the pressure, with all the failure rates, and you're thinking of a different way to do this startup grind, startup raising capital, the entire startup ecosystem navigation, and all the exits, well, then I think you'd be a fit for our community. I'm rambling on because I'm kind of pumping myself up and I'm kind of getting myself excited, but I want to hear from you. I need your help. Do you think that I should go compete with Y Combinator? I appreciate some of the founders have left comments saying, wow, this is an actual alternative to the advice that's coming out from Y Combinator. And also, I look at This Week in Startups and it's super sophisticated. I learned a lot by listening to that podcast, listening to the All In podcast, and listening to This Week in Startups Twist. But I think there's a level of education that we can provide out there, a community, and we can help each other. And I'm trying to carve out my own little niche instead of going head to head. And maybe collectively, we all can service the entire gamut of startups and find those underrepresented, underestimated, and underserved founders out there that I know you watch my YouTube channel will find the gems in the rough. And we can all become super famous and maybe get some people wealthy at the same time, but have that capital pumped in with us. I'm exploring that as a possibility. I'm going to be working on my proposal, and I'm going to do it very transparently. I've always been transparent with all of you out there in the community with how my YouTube channel is doing and the growth and the different things that I want to do. And I'll show you my metrics, my analytics, and then I will show you the types of presentations that I'm putting out there so that you can get excited with me, because I'm going to need your help and I'm going to need your enthusiasm. I'm going to need your encouragement because, like I said, I really didn't want to do this. I thought I was out, but you've all pulled me back in. I thought I was going to hang up my investor hat, at least my general partner hat. Sure, I'll do some angel investments here and there like I'm making them right now. But who knows? Maybe we can make something of this. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next Founder Friday. Have a good weekend. Thanks for hanging out.